I know most of you, but not all of you, so I will say a little bit about what this funny lump means. The pitch, sculptors get asked to read a brief and then present an idea. And I was quite cheeky for this one. I knew it was for a science building, so I knew there were going to be some pretty intelligent people here, and I thought it'd be quite fun to pose an object which was going to be an inquiry, pose a question. So I walked into the brief and I said, look, the thing is with public sculpture is you either get a man on a chair or you get a stainless steel donut. Those are the two things you get with public sculpture. You get memorial and you get abstraction. As it happens, I can think of many examples of both that are brilliant, but sometimes they can also be a little bit problematic. The man on the chair is never going to represent everyone. He's often upholding patriarchal systems, and it's sort of riddled with problems. And the stainless steel donut, well, it can look beautiful when it's shiny, and it can be a metaphor for quantum mechanics, but it also could just be a stainless steel donut. So I said, why don't we make an object which poses that question? We could take something figurative and something abstract and intersect them. So I suggested maybe we could take Michelangelo's David, which is the single most iconic male statue ever made, 1504, 5 meters, the apotheosis of human perfectibility, also quite problematic. And then we could take something abstract. So I said, how about we take a single line from a Kandinsky drawing. Kandinsky kind of was instrumental in theorizing abstraction, Russian chap. The drawing that we chose was from 1925 and sold for 23 million. So two good examples of figuration abstraction. We intersect them and this was the result. So from one angle you will see the silhouette of David, and from another angle you see a line from a Kandinsky drawing. That's what this is. It's supposed to be a question and a provocation as opposed to an answer. Only thing else I've got to say is about production. It's public sculpture. I couldn't have made this without the commission because it weighs 2.5 tons, it's 11 meters of core 10, and if I made something like this in the studio, well, afterwards I'd have to just put it in the bin because I haven't got anywhere to keep it. You can only really test objects like this when you have the opportunity with a commission. So it's incredibly exciting to get an opportunity to test something like this because the model version is quite different. There's an object in there which is exactly the same concept, but it's only 55 centimeters tall, whereas this I think has a slightly different feel to it because it goes over your head and it has a different relationship to gravity. Okay, I'm not going to keep it any longer because it's freezing. Quick thanks to Barry, who fabricated the work, Benson Sedgwick, and Pete, who designed it, just here. I think probably Benson and Barry are the best fabricators in the UK for metal work. They make all of Anish Kapoor's work, and that's pretty cool. And Pete also has designed some of the most cool sculptures in the UK, so thanks to those guys. Yeah, I think that's it.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
The title, because I know this is about the 20th that you either posed to Andrew or to me.
Right.
I think a few words about that.
The title is shorter than usual. Some of my titles are quite long. For example,
very long.
I never wanted to weigh more heavily on a man than a bird, or something like that. I thought that was a bit of a mouthful for the public domain, so this is simply twofold. Obviously, it's the binary, but also it was relating to a rather a brilliant essay by Deleuze and Guattari called The Fold, which talks about sort of a metaphor for the Baroque and drapery. And this has a sort of a drapery type feel to it. Yeah. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Thanks, Aaron.